Hey, what's up, you all? How you doing? Hope you're doing fine, wherever you are today. Now, just recently, 2 days ago, you know what happened to the civil right bill that usually advocated for the rights of marginalized groups. This includes black folks in the United States, right? And now it's inevitable that things are here to change. The policies are here to change. How the police in the United States conduct themselves are here to change. And now, historically, you know very well that the people that have been in subject are black people, right? Melanated people have always faced problems when it comes to factors dealing with the police brutality in the United States, the police trying to push for, arresting a lot of black folks in regards to a couple of things that they didn't do. Majority of them ending up in jails, but majority of them ending up in problems that they didn't commit because of not taking precaution. And it's timely that this sister shared this video, and it's important because I like her perspective. I like how she's so precautious about this, and she tries to share a solution that I feel every black person, especially in the United States, they need to watch the video because it's important. And I'd like to give a shout out to her just even before going for, because this was timeful in regards to things that are here to happen, because things are about to change in the United States, right? And so the lady's called Work Gardiner. Kindly feel free to go check out her channel. And I want you to hear what she had to say about this. And as you know, we are always gonna, because this channel is about educating each other, most importantly sharing crucial information. So if you find time, go check out the sister. She does a great job in what she does, and mostly her videos are advisory, and this was also advisory at the same time a precautious video. So while you're watching this video, go check out her channel, subscribe to her, support her. She is just around 8.68k subscribers, and it's important to support black content, especially people who share important information like me and her, who always does this kind of videos. Now let's get into it, and then we'll have a talk after the video.
Good morning, everybody. Got your coffee? I got mine. So listen, we had a snowstorm here in South Carolina. That's a rare occurrence, but everything is closed down. And even though it's just a couple of inches of snow, when it snows here, those times when it happens, you have to close everything down because the roads become treacherous very quickly, because unlike my home state of Michigan, the roads here in South Carolina ain't built for this. They just are not. Neither are the drivers, mind you. Here in South Carolina, they can barely drive on in the rain on wet roads. These people cannot drive. That's just the truth, But also, too, because the roads are not built for it in more ways than one. One of those ways is that a lot of the roads here, they ascend and descend. They're up and down, up and down. So if you are not used to driving on ice and snow, and a lot of the streets were iced over, it's no way you can control your vehicle from going into a slide when it's going down, when the street is descending like that. And so it's best that everybody just stay home, South Carolina, these ain't the smartest folks I know. That's all I'll say. So listen, with that said, Black people, I want to speak to you all specifically today. And I just want to say that, yeah, it's time. I think we're there. I have had some sisters suggested to me, and I was thinking about it. I said, I don't know if this is really how I want to live my life, but I think that we're there because this administration is wasting no time. They're kicking right into cruelty. And the things that I am hearing in underground forums has me very, very, very concerned. Brown people especially ought to be really concerned right now based on what I'm hearing. And that's as far into it as I'm going to go, because I have to give my energy to the health, safety, and well-being of my own community right now, because that's all I got. And Black people, be prepared for, depending on where you are and what the immigrant population where you are looks like. Like, say, if it's Haitian, you got a lot of Haitian people where you live, be prepared for you to be asked for your papers. And that's basically just, them stopping you and asking you where your, what your ID is, because we know that there are certain things that only U.S. citizens can get. Be prepared for intrusive questions. That's coming. Be prepared also to, I've said it in the past before, and I'll say it again. They're going to get rid of those body cameras. Mark my words on that. They're going to get rid of body cams. Depending on what state you live in, they may not be as quick to do it, but in these red states, look for that. Anything that can hold police officers accountable for the crimes that they commit against Black people, look for them to do away with. And so, yeah, I think that it is time for Black people to really consider wearing body cameras. I have one in my car. I'm not going to, purchase it until I come back from my little weekend holiday. And then, after I pay for all that, then I'll come back and buy that. And when I get it, when it comes, I'm going to do a video so I can show you what it is, why I chose that one, because I did a lot of research on it. And when it comes to things like that, it's certain things that I want. Like, I want something to be able to play back on my phone. I can play it back and watch it immediately, but I don't want it to be, like some deck of card size thing hanging around me or off me. I don't want to go out like that every time I go out. I barely want to use this small one, but we're talking about the health and safety and well-being of Black people. And also too, anything in your car that can record, that has recording, visual and audio capability, should be recording if ever you are stopped by the police. You can't be lax in that. When the police stop you, when those blue lights go off, you know how it takes them a minute, because they want you to feel it, all that anxiety and stress. So it takes them a cool minute to get out of the vehicle. They be doing the most in their car. And while they're doing the most, you need to be doing the most. Start pushing record on everything. Record them. We should really be doing that anyway, as long as those camcorders on their bodies, they can control those and turn those off and on at will. The only reason why we know what happened to our sister, where they came into her home and said that the pot of water, I forget our sis' name, they said that the pot of water was a weapon and that she threatened, she rebuked them in the name of Jesus, and that he found it very threatening. The only reason why we know what happened to her, because he turned his body camera off, is because, one, his partner didn't, and for two, even after you turn those body cameras off, I think they record after so long still, even after they turn them off, or right before they turn them on, or something of that nature. I can't be sure, but definitely start considering that. Cell phone cameras are great. They're good in a moment's notice, but you know how they do. What happened before you turned the cell phone camera on? We don't want to give them any room. Not to mention, it's not just the police we really want to be concerned about, but it's all the people who have now become emboldened by this administration, who are just attacking Blackness as just their new favorite thing to do. They're becoming violent towards, especially those that they deem are not as threatening, like women and children. Get a body camera. The one that's in my car, I think it was like $50 or something like that, I'm going to grab it. And I don't really go too many different places. And I really do have to say, go on record as saying that I live in Richland County. In Richland County, our sheriff's name is Leon Lott. And black folks keep voting him in. And so I did a lot of research on him and why that was. I have to say, Sheriff Leon Lott he comes across as a very capable, compassionate humanitarian. And so I see why so many people, black people in our community, keep voting this man in. He's been the sheriff for the longest. And his leadership, that department is a direct reflection of his leadership, because you don't hear too many instances. I've never heard an instance, I'm not saying it's never happened, where, black people have said that they were brutalized by this department. And this is a red state. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen in, neighboring cities as close as Lexington, because Lexington is very racist. Every time I go to Lexington, there's always something I got to deal with, when it comes to race, but here in Columbia, and then the city of Columbia itself is a very diverse. I think it's like the most diverse city in South Carolina as it stands. You have some of everybody here. And that department is a reflection of that. So I will give them that. But this administration is wasting no time. No time. And that infection of racism, it's gonna spread. It's gonna spread. Look at what it has already done so far. It's got black people turning on other black people. This administration already turning on their communities. And at this point, any tool that we have at our disposal, we need to be using. And never let a police officer tell you that you cannot record their interactions with them, because you can. It's in the Constitution. Both video and audio recording is considered the gathering of evidence, and it is your constitutional right. As it pertains to your interactions with the police, definitely brush up on constitutional law and know what your rights are. And also, too, real quick before I end this, it doesn't matter how aggressive, because I don't understand why black people keep answering the door for police officers when they didn't call for the police. Remember when I told you that my home, someone sent the police to my home? That cop stayed outside between a steel security door. And I talked to her through that door. I never opened that door, not once. I didn't call you. I don't want you. I'm not letting you in my house. It doesn't matter how aggressive or intimidating that they are. Stand on business. You do not have to open your door. You can talk to them through the door. That is perfectly within your right. I remember a time, it was a long, long time ago. I was in my apartment and I was meditating, and I was deep in meditative trance. And the police, something happened, and someone called the police, and they rang my buzzer, and that's what snapped me out of it. And I asked who it was, and they said it was the police. And I said, I didn't call the police. And they said, we need access. He was very nasty. He said, we need access into the building. I said, I suggest that you ring the bell of the person who called you. I didn't call you. And I went right back to bed. Now, I don't know if they got in the building or not that night, but I can tell you this. I didn't let them in, nor would I ever. Be safe out there. I love you. And y'all have a good day. And remember, Do something nice for somebody. It'll make you feel better about everything.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know very well, as a matter of fact, that the information that she tried to share was timely, because I know historically, even a kid who was born yesterday know very well how brutal the police can be, especially when they get a pass that they can do anything because of the revocation of the 1964-1965 civil right bill that protected marginalized groups or people from all these problems. And as you know, there's speculation that Donald Trump's Project 2025 is not going to favor the marginalized group of people, and so it is precautious and it's advisory for you to be your own security. And I think the perspective that she comes out and talks about how you need to have a body camera, it's important, right? It's really, really important, because this will act as an evidence. And even when they try to revoke this, you have the power to, hold and hear this out to people. Let it be live so that people can be watching anytime. While it's live, other people could be watching, and when they try to revoke it, at least you have some evidence. Because I'm trying to look how many black folks historically have gone in jail for the things that they didn't do. Just ask yourself that question, and now you're going to be seeing the relevance of what the sister was trying to share. And I feel like this video, it was timely, because I understand it has all began. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anything or to fearmonger anybody. Of course, I know the blood of God will protect his people, will protect his chosen ones. He will not let them suffer in the midst of these white supremacists who are trying to bring policies that are affecting people, right? So that being said, I also want to talk about a couple of things that people also shared, that it's also important, right? Somebody's saying that born and raised in Detroit, I've always noticed how 1 inch of snow literally shuts down southern regions in Michigan. It takes multiple inches of snowfall even before considering a shutdown, right? Somebody's also saying that I think the people who actually carry their identity documents might want to make copies to carry if the original documents are taken or lost, or if they are denied that law enforcement ever saw the passport etc. Then what? And then cast federal government, which will be in the areas are necessary for us. Getting another copy may be difficult. I will suggest digital copies in your phone, and physical copies in few different places. That's true, because now the police are going to be demanding copies, and I think she addressed that in the video. They're going to be demanding the copies from you because being a black person is illegal, and normally you're a thief. Because I've seen a couple of videos where black people are being arrested in their own compound. For what reason? For walking on their own compound. And this is going to be this is something that's going to be happening, because I saw it sometimes back, and I think it's going to come back, because this was a pass to fascism. This was a pass to bigotry. This was a pass to name it all, right? All the things that are not interesting, all the things that you might not want to talk about. So I feel like it's important to take note about documents. Have original documents kept, work with the photocopied ones, just in case they're being taken, because you don't know who you might land to, right? So my price is that you all stay safe wherever you are. Be cautious, just like the sister is trying to warn you, and most importantly, ensure that you pray so that God protect you from all these. Somebody's saying that I'm in downtown Chicago, and the office been real light this week. The almost 10 years I've been working downtown, this never happened after the MLK Day. Even rush hour aren't rushed. Got a few hidden cameras on me, my all new state ID, social security card, birth certificate, passport, and a couple of pieces of recent mail to prove I live where I live. This is just the beginning of this sick shit show. Yeah, documents are really important. Because as I said, I've seen a couple of black folks that are being arrested in their own compound just because you're a black person. And you might ask yourself this question: is being a black person a problem? Is being a black person a mistake, especially being a black person in the United States? So you might want to ask yourself that question in regards to what's really happening. So I feel like a body camera and have full papers, anything that proves to stay where you stay, it's really important, because people are sharing their personal anecdotes and really trying to connect with what people are trying to do. And I think this is a call. What the lady was trying to do, this is a call for all black folks in regards of any state that you stay. It's about that time you have a body camera, you work with the documentations wherever you are, have them online, right? You could have them online, you could have them physically, just where they can't be distorted, where you can access them easily, right? Because this is something that is prone to happen, and it can happen to you any time, any damn time. Now, somebody's also sharing their personal act. They're saying that I'm in California. I plan on getting a lot of different safety devices. I'm sharing your message with one of my little sisters. When she was younger, she was traveling with my grandmother. She was asked for papers when my granny went to the bathroom. She also been given a Spanish-speaking nurses when she was on a doctor's visit while pregnant with her first child. She was 27 years ago. The atmosphere feels different from anything I've visited. Feels different from anything I've felt. I'm on a serious journey to speak with my ancestors. I don't know where to start, but I figured it out. Jesus has never been it. Stay safe, everyone, and always be aware of your surroundings. That's really true. That's really resonating. And it's really important that you take heed for what the sister is saying. Because look, it will cost you. It will cost you. If you feel like you're so forgetful, have your documents uploaded online where you can access them and show them. Most importantly, carry the photocopies of your document and really find a way in which you can, help this from happening, right? Because I feel like it's important for us to have these discussions, because at the end of the day, what really matters is your safety. Today, if you get jailed, think about how many people that depend on you, your kids, your family. Maybe you're the breadwinner in your family and you're gone. What's going to happen to the rest of the people? That's a question that sometimes you need to ask yourself, because these things are prone to happen, right? Now, somebody is saying that for black people, I think living in an apartment building or a complex is key, because police cannot behave in a certain way towards like they could if we were in our own home or property. In an apartment building or complex, they have to contend with the owner of the space and abide by the property rules of the engagement with the tenants. In our own homes and our own property, we only have ourselves to protect us, and we can only sue after the violation of rights. But in a complex, the police can't just pull up and roll in. In my complex, police can't even drive around in past mannered gate entrance unless they were called. The roads to the individual buildings are all private roads. In fact, you have to register your license plates with your lease, because they don't want people who aren't residents there for more than a day. Residents can call in suspicious vehicles, and if the license plates doesn't match any paying renter, they get towed immediately. It stops stalkers, men who want to follow you, and all other problems. That's a really great idea. That's a really, really great idea. And I appreciate everyone who's trying to share their thoughts in regards to this, because I feel like this message needs to reach a lot of people. And I hope that this message is going to be reaching a lot of black folks out there, right? Somebody's also saying, let me see. Somebody's also saying my family is there, and unlike the north, they don't have the equipment for that because snow is rare there. Despite the equipment here, they still drive foolish and have accidents. We have to be prepared because the prejudice and hatred is out in the open now. That Elon Salute said it all, acknowledging those who expect to keep the chaos going. Right now, this is the last. This is the last comment that I'm gonna be reading. Again, they called the fire department in the Memphis, Tennessee. 20 cops beating banged on my door and windows, and then they called the fire department and documented. They made no record of it to use the jaw of life to bust down door, drag me out, and help me illegally and unlawfully for 7 days while they broke back in and stole our dogs. Goddamn. That's really messed up. That's why I explained why you need a body camera, and it's so coincidence that she talks about this in a timely time. Tell me what you feel about this. Tell me what you think about this. As you always know, this is a presenter Jintok Stories, and I'm hoping to see you on my next video. But until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.